I can't recall the last time I took advice from anyone.
I'm not gonna talk about NBA too much because me and Sohan are gonna kind of do a little special thing for you. The only good
And
thing
I don't watch very much NBA.
The only thing I'm gonna give you on that is the Wolves are going to beat the Rockets.
You heard it first.
Jalen Rose said that Russell Westbrook was going to average a triple-double this year, and he was right. He didn't say this, but I have the power and confidence of Jalen Rose in saying that.
You're living vicariously through Jalen.
Yes, and I'm
No,
telling
he really
you right,
does. You don't understand.
I'm telling you right now, the Wolves are going, and I'm confident. I'm confident as hell. You don't even know how confident I am. Like Jimmy Butler is going to become like a super household name. He's going to make James Harden his bitch. Remember, defense wins championships.
You're right. I respect Jimmy Butler's defense. But can the whole team withstand that high-octane offense?
My favorite thing is
the
when people answer
last question I
questions
asked you of this, and literally we're just going to do this for 2 minutes. Jordan, let me tell you about why the Timberwolves are going to win this. First thing, defense wins championships, right? But you need to have some form of offense. Do you know what their form of offense is? A fucking cat. Karl Anthony Towns is the fucking offense. You know who else is the offense? Jimmy Butler's the offense. You know who doesn't get tired when he plays defense and comes back to play offense? Jimmy Butler doesn't get tired. You know who does get tired? James Harden. James Harden can't play or guard anybody. He has to guard Jimmy fucking Butler. It's not going to work out for him. On the offensive tip for the Rockets, you have Chris Paul, pretty much leading everything. You know who's not afraid of Chris Paul? Jeff Teague. You know who else isn't afraid of Chris Paul? Derrick Rose. And the reason why I say that, even though Derrick Rose may not be that much of a factor, the fact that Chris Paul has some sort of respect towards Derrick Rose means that when the second unit comes in, he's not going to be on his ass like that. Mm-hmm. You know what else the Rockets have, or what else the Wolves have that the Rockets don't? They don't have that extra guy in the paint. You have Taj. Taj is a fucking playoff piece. Mm-hmm. Karl Anthony Towns is the most naturally talented person in this series.
I respect that whole argument.
He can go for 50 in any of his games. He can go for 40 for the whole series. He can go for 30 the whole series. He's going to get you a double-double.
But you have to, if you're Minnesota, you have to make sure that
Jamal
Crawford's solid.
Jamal Crawford.
Jordan's face is saying, I hear you.
I know, I want to hear what you're saying.
But I don't feel
okay. So for Minnesota, you're going to have to give Karl Anthony Towns more shots than he normally gets. He doesn't get superstar shots.
He has in the past month. That's how he dropped 56 on the Hawks.
He's getting more, but he's going to have to do that every single night for this series. Clearly. I'm not discounting him. I'm not saying he can't do it. You also have to make sure that you kind of left out Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins has to show up. Andrew Wiggins has been a little wishy-washy this season.
Who does Andrew Wiggins have to guard?
Probably Ariza.
Trevor Ariza is old.
And then Gordon, whatever his first name is.
Yeah.
So you have that. The matchups, the defensive matchups are solid for Minnesota. They have a favorable defense, but you literally cannot let Houston spark at any point. And that is going to be the most difficult thing.
The only person I'm truly scared of, if Eric Gordon has a great series.
Yeah, there we go.
If Eric Gordon has a great series, it may be an issue. But the reason why I say I'm not worried about Wiggins is because he has to play Trevor. Trevor Ariza is old. Andrew Wiggins is more athletic. Mm-hmm. He can at least keep up with him on the offensive tip. He has to play. Andrew Wiggins doesn't have to drop. Again, if it's a defensive series, I think Timberwolves going to win.
But I trust Thibodeau's coaching.
Mm-hmm. I trust Tibbs' coaching
but
on the defense more than I trust D'Antoni's offense coaching.
D'Antoni's offensive coaching is pretty solid. Like,
I trust him.
and the other thing is you got to remember too. Like, if there's gonna be an upset in the playoffs, like a true upset,
That'd be upset.
that's the upset. I agree with you on that. But you have to remember that these guys are also young. They've never been put in this position besides Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler doesn't have that favorable. Jimmy Butler, Derrick Rose.
Jimmy, Derek, Jamal. That's enough. And your coach.
But the two people you're expecting a lot of output is Cat and Andrew Wiggins. They need to come out. They need to show out.
I think this
like
is
that's
the time.
a required.
This is the time for it.
I agree. It is the time. This is the time.
Yeah.
And that has to happen. And you have to do that because if they're going to upset them, it's not going to be anything short of 7 games. Yeah. So that's where you have to. That's where you're really going to tell. Do they have this championship gene?
We're gonna learn that the Timberwolves are real. That
I respect
Anthony
the
Towns
argument,
is real, and that Jimmy Bucket's real. But aside from that,
Find out next time on Justin and So.
Okay.
He looked like you weren't about to feel it, but he wrapped it up for you nice.